This delay in the meeting is very interesting right now with Robert Saleh. I really wonder what's going on. I really do. It's been now 90 minutes since he was supposed to come out and talk to the press.
You guys are only able to score 3 points. The defense only lets up 3 points. I mean, do you feel like you let the defense down at all?
No.
Okay, so here's the breaking news, folks. This is it. Adam Schefter, Jets head coach Robert Saleh told reporters that he's not committing to quarterback Zach Wilson as his starting quarterback for Sunday's game versus the Bears. Non-committal is the first time ever. Won't say he will start Sunday. Will continue to evaluate. This is big. So there you go. The Jets will not commit to Zach Wilson as the starting quarterback, but it doesn't mean that he won't start as the quarterback for the New York Jets on Sunday. That's basically what it says. So basically, it's now an open competition. It's open season now for the New York Jets as far as the quarterback position is concerned, and you can certainly understand why. After what we saw on Sunday with the Jets, after what we saw from Zach Wilson against the Patriots, where he was just terrible. Again, 9 completions in the entire game, 77 yards passing. Didn't throw a turnover, I understand that, but came very close to throwing a couple of picks, including the one that was in the hands of Devin McCourty that he dropped. Missing receivers that were open. Missing receivers that were easy to hit, like Braxton Berrios and Denzel Mims on just simple little screens. Couldn't even hit that. And this has been an ongoing issue for Zach for some time. The lack, if you will, of pushing the ball down the field. Mistakes. It's time for the Jets to make a decision. Now, whether that means Mike White's going to start Sunday or not, we're going to have to wait and see. But now, the Pandora's box is opened up. And that now means for the rest of this season, it is now a tryout for Zach Wilson to see whether he can still be the starting quarterback of this team, whether Mike White is now going to be in the mix now for potentially the starting quarterback for this team the rest of the year. And then, of course, it opens up the Pandora's box for next year and what that means for the Jets. Because this team is loaded. This team has everything. They have a great defense, one of the best defenses in the NFL as far as I'm concerned. They have a good head coach as far as I'm concerned. They have a good general manager who had a great offseason last year. They have talent all around this offense as far as the skill positions are concerned. They just don't have the quarterback. And you got to have the quarterback in order to get to the brass ring. And I know there are going to be defenders out there. Zach Wilson is saying, hey, look, his 2 worst performances came against the Patriots. Bill Belichick does this against rookie quarterbacks, young quarterbacks. We know there's going to be people saying that, and I understand that. But the facts are this, and they have been spelled out for us over and over again over the last 24 hours, that this was the 4th game this year where he has thrown for less than 160 yards. That this was the 4th game this year where he threw under 60%, heck, even under 50% for that matter in completion percentage. And it's not like, look, the Patriots have a good defense. It's not like the Patriots are the 85 Bears. This isn't the 2007 Patriots. This isn't the Patriots team that is that great. Just a few weeks ago, even a month ago, we saw the Patriot defense get destroyed by the Chicago Bears. This is a defense that could have been had. And the Jets had opportunities in their 2 meetings against them to do something. And the quarterback just can't live up to it. He just can't make it happen. Again, 9 out of 22, 77 yards. And you're starting to see the statistics start to roll in on Zach Wilson. Of the 33 qualifying quarterbacks, Wilson ranks 32nd in passer rating, 72.6, 33rd in completion percentage, 55.6, 31st in passing touchdowns to interceptions, only 4 touchdown passes. This is a team that has a lot of depth at wide receiver, right? We talk about it all the time. Elijah Moore, Garrett Wilson, Braxton Berrios. Where are these guys? And remember a few weeks ago, everyone got upset at Elijah Moore for complaining, right? Everyone got upset for Elijah Moore about complaining when the team was on a 4 or 5 game winning streak. It's like, oh, come on, man, the team's winning. Why are you doing this? Was he on to something? Is it possible that he was on to something that's going on with this team and the fact that they're having an issue with the quarterback? Because yesterday we see Garrett Wilson say, basically, and I'll just flat out say it, he called the offensive execution shit. And even Robert Saleh called it dog shit. Garrett Wilson going out there saying that they need to trust the receiver room a little bit more, and that of course is pointing out the quarterback, pointing out the offensive coordinator. Those are the two main guilty parties, obviously. The thing that really bugs you about Zach Wilson even more than just a poor play was reaction. Now I will say this, just in his own defense, he did take some accountability when he talked to the Jets radio guy, Bob Wischusen. I don't know if that was immediately after the game or if that was immediately after the press conference. He did take some accountability there, but the fact is, in the big moment when he was in front of the entire media and Connor Hughes asked him, so do you take responsibility for what happened on the defense? And he said, nope, that's a bad look. And then you have the things going on Twitter with John Franklin Myers liking the tweet saying that, comparing Josh Allen taking responsibility and Zach Wilson taking no responsibility, and then Sauce Gardner liking a similar tweet, and then those guys backing off of it. So it's pretty obvious, even if Quinn Williams, as he did today, goes out there and tries to put a happy face on the whole thing, you have to imagine there are guys in that clubhouse right now that are not happy. Some of these other stats that get thrown out today, this one you're going to love. You're going to love this one. You know who that compares to? Jamarcus Russell, a complete bust with the then Oakland Raiders, 10 years ago, 10, 12 years ago, whatever it was, a 70.6 passer rating over his first 20 career starts. 15 touchdowns, 13 picks, 52% completion percentage, 6.2 yards an attempt. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? And a 6-14 record. Again, I know about the arm talent. We all know about the arm talent. He can sling it with the best of them, especially when there's nobody around. It's okay at a little practice. He's got a big-time arm. The Tennessee game last year showed great promise, but that was last year. The Pittsburgh game this year, I won't take it away from him. He had a nice drive there at the end of the game to help the Jets win the football game. But aside from those little moments, there hasn't been a whole heck of a lot. I understand it's 20 starts, but this is the National Football League. This is a league where teams change consistently all the time, and teams have a lot of pressure on them to win consistently at a rapid rate. Look at a team, rapid rate almost immediately. And teams that don't win right away with rookies, they're willing to go out there, especially nowadays. 2-3 years tops, goodbye if you're not going to be the guy. Nobody waits anymore. Nobody waits. If the Jets do make the move, whether they do it today, whether they do it Sunday against the Chicago Bears, whether they do it 2 weeks from now when they go to Buffalo doesn't matter. Let's see what Mike White has, because when the time we did see him against the Bengals last year, a little bit against the Colts before he got hurt, looked really great, right? Threw 4 touchdowns against the Bengals in that game. I understand the game against the Bills was terrible last year for him, and that was basically the end of that ride. But let's just see what he has at this point. Because the Jets have a team that's a ready-made playoff team. As I said, the talent is great all over the place. I like the head coach. I think the head coach is probably the best coach they've had since, I don't know, Rex Ryan, Herman Edwards. He's a good coach. The GM, terrific draft this past year. Great free agency this past year. That in itself saves him moving forward. But the quarterback's an issue. And as I said, teams change all the time. Let's just go beyond this year. Next year. And you're already seeing a lot of Jet fans going out there saying, hey, maybe the Jets should go out and look for a veteran quarterback. And I think that's what they're going to have to do. Enough with drafting quarterbacks at the top of the first round of the draft. Second round of the draft. Enough. Go out and get a veteran. Why do I say that? Because if you take a look at teams that are just that one player away, that one piece away in recent history, they have done quite well. And who do I mean? Well, let's take a look. Tampa Bay, right? Tampa Bay had that great defense, right? Great defense. Bruce Arians and crew knew they had a team that could win the Super Bowl, but they were one piece away. And who was holding them back? It was Jameis Winston. And what did they do? Even though Jameis Winston threw 30 touchdowns that year, what did they do? Before going into 2020, They got some old guy named Tom Brady. Now, I'm not saying the Jets should go out there and get, 46-year-old Tom Brady, but you see what I'm saying. Then this past year, the L.A. Rams, not satisfied with Jared Goff. Toss him to the side. What do? They get Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford's not a Hall of Famer by any stretch of imagination, but what does he do? He's a good quarterback, has a good arm, is accurate, doesn't make too many mistakes, leads the Rams to a Super Bowl title last year. So if you are that one player away and you have a great team around you, if you get a good veteran quarterback who understands the position, can protect the football, can move the team down the field at a consistent pace, completes 60 to 65% of his passes, then get that guy. I don't care who it is. It could be Lamar Jackson. It could be Derek Carr. It could be Jimmy Garoppolo. I don't care. And I know people are going to say, well, Jimmy G lost to the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, and Derek Carr's, having a tough time. These guys are more consistent than Zach Wilson right now. It doesn't matter. Get the guy that can make this work. Because you may scoff at the name, but if you put that player with the talent that this team has, something good may happen with it. And that's what they got to find out. So, folks, like and subscribe. Comment below. What are your thoughts? By the time you see this, maybe some more wacky news going on with the Jets quarterback situation. Who knows? Or maybe no news at all. We'll talk to you next time.